So, most of you guys that are watching this video today have probably already played one of these games before. So, I've always been a big fan of military games and realism. And I've come across a lot of games now which implement kind of things that try and drive you to the battlefield as realistic as possible. But Arma 3, well, it's definitely quite an interesting game. So I have spent countless hours playing Arma 3, maybe a little bit too much, and I can tell that the realistic part of the game is undeniable. From the way the guns handle to the communication systems used on the multiplayer, it's absolutely insane. The developers have done an incredible job of simulating a real-time war environment. But I've also played other realistic war games, and I have to say that some of these games actually do give Arma 3 a run for its money. For example, Hell Let Loose has a more realistic take on large-scale battles. Wow, that was just insane. Oh my god. With a stronger emphasis on logistics and combined arms warfare. So while Arma 3 is certainly realistic, it's not the only game to claim that title. So I decided to dig a little bit deeper into each of these games, and I started to notice some key differences in their approaches to realism. Arma 3, for instance, has incredible attention to detail when it comes to environment and assets. The graphics are stunning, and the sound design is absolutely amazing. But its realism is largely focused on the individual soldier's experience rather than the larger battlefield. This makes it incredibly immersive, but also limited in some ways. So basically, after I compared this to other realistic war games, I start to see that each of had their own strengths and weaknesses, basically, when it comes to realism. So basically, for example, Insurgency excels at competitive play, but its graphics and sound design, I just couldn't get away with it compared to Arma 3. Hell Let Loose, on the other hand, has an incredible large-scale battlefield, but its individual soldiers' experience isn't as polished from what I personally thought compared to Arma 3's version. After poring over all the evidence, I have to say that Arma 3 is certainly one of the most realistic war games out there, but isn't maybe necessarily the most realistic. There are other games that excel in different areas, and already depends on what you're looking for really in a realistic war game. Plenty of stuff out there. Hell Let Loose, another great example for something similar to an example. So what's the verdict in Arma 3? The most realistic war game out there? In my opinion, it's definitely up there, but it's not the only game in town. Whether you're a hardcore military enthusiast or just a gamer literally looking for similar kind of realistic experience, there are plenty of options to choose from. Overall, thanks so much everyone for joining me on today's journey into the world of realistic war games. Let me know in the comments what you think of Arma 3 and other realistic war games. Do you think they're worth the hype? If not, yes, just definitely put your opinions down in the comments. I would love to know. But until the next one, take care everyone, stay awesome, and see you soon.